this, oh gosh, this is going to be very weird for me listening to my voice. Am I good to go? Is that loud enough? Okay, cool. Alrighty, so it might take me a second to adjust hearing my voice on this while talking, but I'm Christina. I'm from Christ Hospital with their wellness department. Thank you so much for having us. If you're ever submitting forms or get an email back from wellness, that's me you're talking to. If you have any questions on the portal while I'm here, I'm happy to help you, or if there's something not looking right, again, please let me know. Email us anytime, and I'll do my best to get back with you within a couple days. I'm usually pretty good at that. So, unless I'm out like this often. So, today we're going to talk about NEAT, and we'll dive into what that is. It's N-E-A-T, the ER should be lowercase, but I couldn't get it to work in this. So, but it's NEAT, N-E-A-T, that stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So we'll dive into what that is here in just a moment. Yes, yeah. So this is a way to get in those extra expending calories, the calories we burn without heading to the gym or dedicating time to specifically work out. It's little tricks we can do throughout our day to burn some extra calories. All right. So again, the science, the why, the how. Okay, so we're going to go through this little quiz, so just in your head, tally up a yes for any of these questions. So, do you work seated in a chair? Have you ever shopped on the internet? Yes, give yourself a point. Do you watch TV sitting for 1 hour a day or more? Do you ever eat while watching TV or in a car? Have you ever internet dated? Do you own a recliner? If you go to a party, do you seek out a chair? Look at your sofa, or think of your sofa. Does it have a picture of, or imprint of your buttocks on there? And do you spend more time with your friends electronically than in real life? And the last one, have you ever fantasized or engaged in athletics while sitting in a chair? Okay, so let's see how your points add up here. So, if you only had 1 to 2, well, you're a chair pre-addict, and there might still be some hope for you. No, if you're 9 to 10, you're sitting in the chair a lot, so just keep that in mind. The reason why we talk about this is we're now sitting so much. The workspace, if you think about the office workspace, we've designed it to be super efficient so we don't have to move. If you do work at a desk and you have to get something from a file cabinet, are you getting up? Are you sliding on that really efficient chair? We've built this to be efficient, but we're forgetting to take standing breaks. And it's super important that we take time to get up and move around. So again, like I just mentioned, I got ahead of myself here. It's built for efficiency. It's all right there. Okay. So I didn't test the sound on this, so let's see how this goes. These videos are fun. I think they are, so hopefully they're entertaining for you.
After taking a look at what 200 food calories looks like a few weeks ago, we thought, what does it look like to burn these calories off? Sure, the average person who runs for a good 20 minutes will burn roughly 200 calories, but is that really the most fun way to do it? For example, why not chew gum for 18 hours to burn off those 200 calories?
There you go.
Granted, chewing gum contains around 10 calories per piece, so if you took a new piece every hour, you'd basically be breaking even. Love lip balm? Try applying it 1,500 times to burn 200 calories. And why not put those glossy lips to good use with 2 hours of kissing your love interest? If things heat up, you only need an hour of sex to burn off 200 calories. But before all that, you may want to spend 45 sessions brushing your teeth. Prefer a more passive route?
So again, other ways other than exercise that you're burning.
Spend a good
These are a little
2.5 hours
ridiculous,
surfing
but
through channels, and you'll actually burn those 200 calories. Watch something hilarious, and you'll only need 4 commercial-free sitcoms with consistent laughter. If you're bored and happen to fall asleep, you'll need over 3 hours to burn the same amount, but you will be burning calories even in your sleep. Instead of surfing channels, what about actually surfing? You can cut your time down to an hour by hitting the waves, all the while getting that much desired tan. And if you get a mouthful of water in the process, don't worry. Simply drinking 8 glasses of water will burn an extra 70 calories a day. Fresh water, that is. Meaning after 3 days of the recommended daily water intake, you'd have burned off that 200 calories. But don't try to sneak it all in one day. Drinking too much water can actually be dangerous. Don't want to wait days? Try some intense skipping for 15 minutes. Or if you're having a good day, why not let the world know by singing your favorite pop song 23 times?
Your coworkers
if your shower head is the
will
only one who appreciates your vocals,
sure.
how about playing chopsticks on the piano for an hour and a half? Or put those fingers to use by typing out a 4,800-word short story about burning 200 calories. And while 200 calories is an arbitrary number that we chose, a pound of fat is equivalent to roughly 3,500 calories. So burn away. Though it's important to remember that how many calories your body burns during these activities is dependent on your size, gender, and general body makeup. Don't forget, ASAP Science now has t-shirts and
Okay, so they kind of put that out there in a lot cooler way than I could have designed for you. All right, moving along. So again, like they said with the 1 pound and 3,500 calories, you'd have to expend that to drop that 1 pound. Now, don't worry, you don't have to go out and burn that many calories a day, because just sitting here, you are burning calories. And then again, with this NEAT, that will introduce its other ways that you'll, again, expend those calories. So this just represents what you're expending and what you're taking in has to add up to maintain. All right, so here's the science. So down here in the red, we have this resting metabolic rate. This is what you're burning right now. Now, you burn about 10% of your body weight. So if an individual is higher in weight, they're going to burn more calories in this resting metabolic rate. So this is breathing, sleeping, anything, you just moving, sit, whatever. Then the thermic effect of food. So anytime you ingest food, your body has to break it down. So that does expend energy. Then up here, you have the activity expenditure. So you can see that exercise is the smaller portion of these two. So you really only exercise if you go out to do it. Probably about an hour a day is what we dedicate that time to. So it's a lot smaller. So we really wanted to target this NEAT that takes up so much more of that activity energy expenditure. Does anybody have an idea of how we could increase that, just on the little information I've given you on what it is? Maybe taking the stairs, walking more, parking your car further away, stuff like that. Any questions? Are we good? I tend to kind of just keep going. Okay. Okay, so again, acronym for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. You can read, but the energy expended on non-volitational muscle activities such as muscle tone, posture maintenance, and fidgeting. Again, lean persons expend more energy on NEAT than do obese persons. So like we talked with the resting metabolic rate, if you're heavier, you'll expend more, versus where in the NEAT, the leaner you are, the more you'll expend in this. Okay, so how many of you are chair-bound during work, okay? Most of you, and then the others probably moving around a little bit more throughout the day? Yeah, okay, a lot more throughout the day, gotcha. So your NEAT is going to be different. So someone that's working in the office in the chair, their NEAT during the day, they're sitting more. So their NEAT is going to be lower than someone who's up and moving constantly, building up a sweat throughout their workday. So you see, I mean, in my experience, I've grown up, my dad's worked on trailers, so I've grown up in all different types of settings, from easygoing facilities to landscape workers. And I've noticed that landscape workers on their lunch break, they like to just go get their fast food, but how in the heck are they still so lean doing that all the time? They're out moving constantly. So you just think of that, your job will definitely increase or decrease your NEAT for you. Okay. So here's the why. Why exercise is important. Does anybody exercise outside of their job or go out and do that? You? Okay, yep, perfect. So Exercise, when you think of it, some people think of this like huge task where you have to go to the gym and sit there and lift weights or do this or do that. Exercise can simply be your goal to go out and do a brisk walk. It's nothing, don't put too much stress on that. Just getting up and adding exercise into it. As much as we talk about NEAT, it is still so important to take time out of your day, even if it's just 20 or 30 minutes, to just go for a walk. If that's all you can do and have time for, then do that. And you don't have to do it every single day. It's recommended you do about 3 to 5 days of it, of about 30 minutes of exercise. Okay. So does anybody want to tell why they work out? To do it? Anybody want to say why you work out? Do you have a why? You like food? That's why I work out too, absolutely, 100%. Go work out, and where are we having dinner afterwards? Oh, yes, of course. That's a great reason why. Anybody else? Just to be in shape, just to do it, feels good maybe? It's just part of your routine? Okay. So, at work, for those of you that are at the desk mostly, when you have a question for your colleague, are you usually emailing them? Or, even though it's not the most efficient always, you could get up if they're in your office, obviously, and go talk to them. Actually get up and go talk. I found myself trying to do that a little bit more, and it definitely helps, and it kind of gives you a second break from that computer if you're staring at that thing answering these really important emails all day. Okay, so I didn't bring the handout, but if you think about the top 10 ways you currently spend your time, what do you do when you're not at work, when you go home? What are you doing? You can just think about that to yourself. Or you can say it out loud. I don't feel like I need to be talking this whole time. Please come in at any point. So, ways you spend your time. Are you on your phone? Are you watching TV? Whatever she tells you. Being a smart man, okay. Staying out of trouble. Trying to. So what are you doing with that time? The reason why we talk about that is maybe look at what you're doing, and if exercise is something you've been trying to add in, what could you cut back on? I know my roommate could definitely cut back on being on her cell phone 24/7 and get up and go with me somewhere. So I don't know, even my parents are really bad at being on their iPads and phones when I come over. So set that down and go do something. Go be active. It's kind of getting nice outside to go maybe for a walk with your family or a bike ride or, I don't know, something you guys enjoy doing together. Even whatever, going to the movies or something. Okay. So this is more for the desk workers, of course. And again,
if you haven't seen our new ASAP science video, you may not realize that sitting is really bad for you. And we can relate. We pretty much spend all of our time sitting over there working, and then when we're done, we just go and sit somewhere else.
Seriously, people who sit for 11 hours a day have a 40% increased risk of death in the next 3 years compared to people who sit for 4 hours.
Okay, last time I gave this presentation, everyone in the comments section just said, I'm going to die. I don't want you to think that you're going to die. They're just saying, they're just trying to like scare you, but you're not going to die, just, we'll continue now.
Or less.
We're screwed.
I know. So we're going to give you 9 simple tips to help prolong and save your life. So yes, sitting for long periods of time throughout your life is literally killing you, but there's one simple thing you can do to negate all these effects, and that's just stand up. Scientists have found that taking a simple 5-minute break every hour or so to walk around your office or your classroom will literally remove the negative effects that sitting has.
There are, so I'm going to interrupt this while I have comments to make. There are apps you can get on your phone, of course, that remind you to stand up if you're if you're sitting down a lot. It's a nice reminder because I'm sure some of you have looked and it's been, what, 3 hours since you've even moved. So it's nice to have that reminder. I have something that pops up on my computer screen every hour. Do I listen to it all the time? No, sometimes I just close it out and ignore it. But I mean, truly, all I had to do was just stand up for even 10 seconds, maybe move around, go right back to what you're doing. Just a thought.
Oh, it's been an hour.
You can totally have a dance party too.
Get a standing desk.
Okay, these are not always the best option. I've looked them up and they can run anywhere between, $100 to thousands of dollars. One thing I've done is I find cardboard boxes at the office, and every once in a while, if I'm just having a day where my back is hurting or whatever, I will just prop my computer screen and get another box for the keyboard and mouse pad. So you can be pretty creative. The office for a while, everyone just had cardboard boxes under their desks, and people probably walked in wondering what our department was doing. But it was nice to be able to stand up and stretch. And if you have enough space, you really can get plenty of work done standing. I don't know how much you need to write and be on the computer, but it's a great way to get that standing in.
Okay, truthfully, actually after standing for about 10 minutes, we both always complain about how tired we are because we're so weak, and we sit back down. But the beauty is that's really all you need, and it's just nice every once in a while when you feel like having a stretch to have the option of zooming your whole desk up.
Drink more water. Not only is water refreshing and healthy, but you'll be getting up from your desk more because you'll have to pee.
If you're in an office.
How many of you drink plenty of water throughout the day? Yeah? Okay, good.
Or other place of work, get up from your desk and go and talk to someone instead of just emailing or texting them.
Can you hear this okay? Okay. So that's my roommate, and then that's, yeah, she's constantly on her phone.
Yeah. If you need something across the room, instead of rolling yourself there, why don't you just get up?
Need a little something from the filing cabinet.
Get up, you lazy doink.
That's a claw! Use an exercise ball like this one. It forces you to activate a lot more muscles while sitting and can honestly be a lot of fun. 360. Whoa! Crazy cool.
Okay. So do you guys have do you know what he's talking about the exercise balls, those big things? Those are nice to have if that's something that's too big, or we've even had companies where that's kind of a liability. They see that as a liability to them. They have little, I forget what they're called, but they're about this round and they're about that tall, and you sit on it and it does balance you. It is kind of the same where it has air filled up inside of it and rubber, and it creates you to balance. So just moving that little extra bit is very helpful.
At the back of the parking lot. I love this one because I hate parking near anybody else, so not only will you find a parking space more easily, but over the course of your lifetime, that extra walking is substantial.
Stand up during phone calls or texting. Oh my god, thank you.
Use a pedometer on your body or as an app on your phone to count your steps through the day. To give you a ballpark, obese people generally step around 1,500 steps a day and sit for more than 600 minutes, whereas really fit people, like farmers for example, are taking almost 5,000 steps and sitting for less than 300 minutes. The biggest crux of it all is simply inactivity, but it's not about going crazy and doing so much exercise, it's about consistently breaking up the sitting periods.
So we hope you enjoyed these tips. We are all going to live some beautiful...
So again, I like to include videos. It gives me a second to break from talking the whole time as well. Any comments, questions, concerns yet?
I'm wearing a Fitbit normally, and with my job, I'm usually putting in about 20,000 steps a day. Do you, if you put those 20,000 steps in over a period of one day versus working out and doing it in an hour, do you still get the same benefits, or do you?
Yeah, what do you do? What's your? Probably do a lot of everything, okay. But you're constantly moving throughout the day. So the way the guidelines, just to put in perspective, yes, that's awesome that you're doing that now. Is it kind of strenuous at times? Are you working pretty decently? Sometimes, okay. Your coworkers are looking at you like you might not do too much work, so I'm not sure what you're doing. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, if you want to get about 10,000 steps a day on that is what American Heart Association recommends. Getting 20,000 is awesome. Now, again, like we talked about with the different jobs, someone that's sitting at the desk all day really probably needs to go do some type of physical activity. Now, with you working constantly throughout the day, you're moving, you're burning those calories. I'd say it's equivalent. Again, like I said, I'll reference back, I worked with my dad over the summer. We'd work on trailers, bearings, brakes, welding, wiring, all of that stuff. Constantly moving, getting up and down under the trailers, slinging wrenches and hammers. I was exhausted at the end of the day, but when I stopped working with him, I was like, oh my gosh, like I can't eat the same way. I'm gaining weight this way because I'm sitting, I have to keep moving. So I just even noticed from that job change, from going something like you're working to sitting down, my eating habits had to change because I wasn't burning as many calories. So absolutely, it's a great way to stay in shape. Okay, so again, they kind of talked about some of these ways. Now, I know your guys' program is pretty hefty, all the forms that you turn in. I love your guys' program. You did a great job designing it. It's one of my favorites that I've seen. You are the nicest group of employees, I would say, that come through, so thank you for that. Anytime there's been an issue, I think we've gotten it handled pretty well. So your wellness challenges, you see this second to bottom one, you guys are turning in these activity challenges and creating ways to engage. Now, if you didn't have this wellness challenge, would you do some of the things that they've been kind of incentivizing you to do? Honestly, maybe, maybe not. I don't know, but it's a great thing to incorporate, and it's an awesome job that you guys are doing that. Pedometers, who else has a Fitbit or some type of tracking device? Yes, awesome. Now, do you set a goal for yourself every day? I'm sure some of you might just meet it without even trying. So it's nice to have those, but what are you doing with them? Do you try to go for 5,000 steps that day, 10,000 steps? Find yourself a goal and really try hard to work on that. It makes it, especially if you're sitting and you have this goal, you can break up, okay, I want to meet this many steps. Let's break that into my hours at work. So every so often I get up and maybe just walk a lap around the building or whatever that might look for you to break that up and meet your goal. Stairs. Do you guys even have stairs in this building? Yes? Okay. Using stairs, parking further away. Does anybody like dancing? Dancing? Yeah? Okay. They have a salsa on the square downtown. I haven't been yet, but I assume it would be a fun event. Exercise while sitting. How the heck are you going to do that? You can resistance bands. Has anybody ever seen resistance bands? Wonderful. Okay. So just having that at your desk, super small. You can just use it. You can YouTube, look up different exercises. Another good one is even just, oh, you can't see my legs. Even just fidgeting your legs at your desk. I can see you back there fidgeting your leg. Yep. So doing that just does, again, add calorie, or expends more calories. Walking meetings. How many of you think maybe while you have a discussion with a coworker, walking while meeting with them could happen? Now, sometimes not the best idea. You can stand during the meetings. All right, anybody have any other? Yes?
We actually make an exercise office chair that has
Oh, really?
tables and stuff to do exercise.
Huh, I have not seen that. I'm gonna have to check that out. That'd be an interesting device to see. Yeah, I'm definitely checking that out.
Got this little
Mm-hmm. I have seen those. I want to say you can find just about anything on Amazon these days. You can find some that really aren't that expensive. You can find decent sized ones. Okay. Anybody else? Thank you. Okay, so I know Pokemon Go, what is that anymore? Like, that's a thing of last year, okay? But, so when I first created this, it was just very interesting to me to put this kind of out here. So, this tracks what the steps were, and you can see these step counts were around 45% there. And then Pokemon Go launches, and everyone's out there walking around and exercising and about getting hit by cars. So, let me just move forward so you can see they saw an increase from 45 to 53% when it launched. This just shows you again, this is the Jawbone. It's another Fitbit type device. But you can see everyone was around like that 7,000 steps-ish and then shot up. Now, that phase has phased out now. It looks like, I think that time frame is about how popular it was. So we remember maybe when the Wii Fit came out. So we're constantly having these little games that do get us moving, but it's been so, it's a phase, you know, it's a hype for a little bit and then it dies and then we just wait a few years for the next thing to come out. So the reason why I leave this on here is, what hobbies do you like to do? And how could you add maybe a little more activity into that? Do you, I mean, I don't know, what do you guys like to do? Photography, running, anything, bingo. Anybody have hobbies that you can think of? You don't have to share, you just think about things. Fishing, hunting, I don't know, anything like that, something you find interest in. When you say, I want to go relax, or you think about the ideal thing you could be doing right now, other than maybe sleeping, what would that be? Maybe, and probably like Netflix binging, but you get what I mean. What is that you would want to do? And try to really put that into your schedule. Anybody want to share? You really don't have to, but okay. Okay, let's see. I really speed through these. So this is a fun little game that we can play. Let me get my cheat sheets out. You probably won't, I'll be surprised how many we get right, because it's just different ways we can burn calories, and I'm going to have you guess what these different things burn. So let me pull out my cheat sheet here. Okay, sorry, I don't know what that's doing. Okay, so how many of you do the grocery shopping for your family? Okay, wonderful. So if you are at the store for an hour, how many calories do you think you would burn pushing that cart? 150? Okay. Anybody else want to take a guess? 200? 75. All right. So let's see what we're going to burn at the grocery store. 243 calories per hour. So makes grocery shopping look a little bit better. So when you're doing that, keep in mind you are burning calories at the grocery store now. The heavier that cart is, you might burn a little bit more. And I put the reference to all of these numbers on the slide before I forget, but I found this really cool website with all these different things. So what is that equivalent to participating in Zumba for an hour? So, I mean, maybe I taught Zumba. I don't know if I would say pushing the cart was as intense as some Zumba classes. I put that there. There are definitely some tamer Zumba classes, and that could totally be right. But again, exercise, if you and your friend go to the same fitness class, okay, doesn't mean you're both going to burn the same amount of calories. You are killing it, you're rocking it, you are jumping and doing everything, and your friend is maybe doing everything a little halfway. So you're going to burn more calories than the other person. So these are always relative. Okay. Brushing your teeth. So 2 minutes to brush your teeth. How many calories do you think you're burning? 10? No, you gotta do it the old-fashioned way. That electric toothbrush is just killing us. So it's only about 5.7 calories. But, I mean, that electric toothbrush, you probably burn 1, maybe, I don't know. So, oh, I guess I could have just pulled that up. So, or you could just do water aerobics for 1 minute to get the same effect. All right, how many of you clean your home? Okay, good. So, dusting your home, this is for half an hour. What do you think you're expending dusting? Half an hour.
You know how dirty it is.
Exactly, that's so true. I don't know how, I mean, this woman's house seems fairly dirty and looks like she's going to have to vacuum later, which is more neat for her. So about half an hour. 75, all right? 100? Okay, we pretty much got a winner there. 80 calories for half an hour of dusting. So, don't forget above your fan and all of that stuff. What is this equivalent to? Playing soccer for about 10 minutes. I don't know what position, but... Okay, so we kind of talked about it in that video before. Kissing for half an hour. What do you think that is? 50. 50? Okay. Anybody else have a guess? So, if you really need to burn some extra neat calories, you might want to dust for half an hour instead of kissing for half an hour. But this is the equivalent of standing for an hour. Okay, who irons their clothes? I figured. Okay, so half an hour of ironing, how many calories do you think that would be? 150? Anybody? What is ironing? No, just kidding. See, they're having this Iron Man competition here. So 76 calories for half an hour. Kind of interesting. I would have never thought going through these, some of the different ways that you really do burn calories. How many of you when you're cleaning your home tend to break a sweat? Yeah, get into it. Yep. It's not that it's dirty, you're just really moving around. Okay. Power yoga for 15 minutes. Painting your house. How many of you have had to paint your homes? Oh yeah, okay. So, about how many hours does it take to paint a room? A few hours, depends on cutting it. Yeah, so I don't know, 3 hours? I have no idea. I put 3 hours because I figured that's about how long, but I really don't know. How many calories do you think 3 hours of painting a room is? Guesses? 250? Okay. 100? All right, paint your homes. It's 1,000 calories painting that. If you think going up and down the ladder when you're cutting in those edges, it is very tedious, consuming work. Oh my gosh, my arms get tired after painting for a little bit. It seems fun at first, like the first time you put the paint on. Then after that, I'm exhausted. It's a lot of calories burning there. Okay. So you could paint your house for 3 hours or go on the elliptical for a full hour. I would probably choose painting the house. Laundry. Who does laundry at the home? Now if your spouses, would they tell you the same? Just kidding. Laundry. How many calories for half an hour? So this is changing it out, folding, all of that. How many calories for half an hour? And we know it's not just half an hour on laundry. with a washer and dryer, you're not out at the creek scrubbing. But that definitely would increase your NEAT if you wanted to go that route. Anybody have an idea what this could even be? 40? 40? Yeah. 150, going high.
Yeah.
So about in between, 72. Good.
That per load?
Right, however long it takes you. That doesn't mean once you throw it in the washer, you sit down and you're burning calories. You have to still be folding. Okay, so kayaking. Does anybody like kayaking or canoeing or doing any of that stuff? Great, yeah. Where do you guys go around here to do that?
There's a canoe livery up in Brookville.
Oh, you go all the way up to Brookville? Okay. Morrow? That's right, I've heard of the Loveland one. I'm from out in Indiana, so I'm still trying to learn the ropes on over here. Okay, cleaning your neighborhood. Does anybody own like a highway and they clean the streets or something? Or just part of your job, cleaning the neighborhood, anything like that. So 4 hours of cleaning. You could also think of this as, again, this kind of falls with, what did we do before? The painting your house. So just something where you're constantly moving. What do you think 4 hours of cleaning your neighborhood would look like? 1,200, good. Anybody else? He's pretty close. Okay. 1501. All right, let's see where we are. See if you got it. 1,800. Strategic play. So again, yes, 1,800 calories to clean your neighborhood. I really believe that this would kind of be similar to yard work. So I actually might have that in here. I hope I do. So you could clean your neighborhood or go jogging for 3.5 hours. I'd probably clean the neighborhood. Mopping the floor for half an hour. What do you think that looks like? 75, okay. No, I like it. Yeah, you might hit a winner here. Anybody else? 340. Let's see what you got. 153 for half an hour. So, I mean, if you sweep or whatever, I'm sure you do some sweeping, 153 calories. Does anybody play badminton?
Badminton.
Anybody play? Not competitively. Okay, who cooks the dinner? Anybody? Probably every once in a while, maybe? All righty. So, half an hour. How much do you think you're burning for half an hour of cooking? How? 100? 50? Did I hear 75? 75? Let's see. Anybody want another guess?
Is that with or without tasting it all?
All right. So this is just the expenditure. We didn't even calculate how much sampling you were doing. 74 calories. Very good. I was waiting for you to come in on that one number. I was trying to give you that chance, but. So you could cook or do push-ups for 15 minutes. So. Okay, who cuts the grass? Okay, who cuts the grass not on a riding lawnmower? I know. All right, so 1 hour of mowing the lawn. I would assume this is just on flat ground. How many calories do you think it is in 1 hour of cutting grass? 1,400? So what's Siri telling us back there? Got it, okay. Any other guesses? Not quite as much as you would have thought, huh? I definitely kind of questioned this one when I put it down. I don't know if I really believe that, but I don't know.
That must be a self-development.
That's what I was kind of thinking. Yes.
Just for information purposes.
What does that site say?
If you weigh 180 pounds, you burn 204 calories per hour on a riding lawnmower.
Interesting. Well, there you go. You riding lawnmowers, they're
That's what I'm saying.
right? Yeah. I mean, I guess if you've got the 0 turn, you kind of have to put a little shoulder into it. Okay, competitive volleyball for an hour. Playing cards. Who plays cards? Yes, all right. So this would definitely be relative to how competitive you get, depending on what you're playing, if you have to like grab things. I've seen some crazy card games. 3 hours of playing cards.
74. Are we
Nine.
speaking up each other?
I hope so. Depending on what game you're playing, I've definitely seen some people having to reach over the table. I don't know what game this was, but there were cards everywhere, and there was a lot of throwing down, so I would assume a little standing.
29 colors.
29. Yeah, hopefully that's just sitting there still for you. Yeah, we'll count beer runs in there. Okay, let's see. For 3 hours of playing cards, about 100 calories an hour, a little over. Now, I think your beer and the chips and the snacks you might be eating, at least it helps a little bit, right? Okay, moving. Who loves to move, right? Isn't that the best time ever? Okay, 1 hour of moving. What do you think that is? 500? 900? 504? Look at how close you were. Yes, so now maybe when you start bringing in the dressers and all the heavy things, might get up there a little bit more. So moving, oh my gosh, what a great way to exercise. Shoveling snow with a shovel, not 1,200. So this is for half an hour. I don't know how much I agree with this one either, but again, I wanted to stay consistent with who I was using. I think they are a little, pardon? 700? Yeah. 400. So I'm pretty sure this might have been just like a small flurry. I've had to shovel a huge driveway before. I think it stretched from here to the end of there, and there was a circle attached to it. I'm guaranteed it was more than 202.5 calories per half an hour. So, again, relative, I don't know how much snow this was, but it gives you about an idea of what that would look like. Who vacuums? Same cleaning? Okay. Half an hour of vacuuming. What do you think that is?
75.
75. Well, I was waiting for her to say that. 125. 125. 200, and then we have a 50.
So every time my Roomba starts up, it's burning.
Yeah. Again, let's get specific about this. You have to be the one vacuuming. If only one day there's a robot where it's doing the exercise and you're burning the calories. Maybe one day we'll have that. So it's about 50 calories per half an hour to vacuum. It's your resting metabolic rate if you use your Roomba. So whatever you're burning while you're just chilling and sitting down is how that works. Washing the car. Who washes the car? Who washes the trucks? Okay. So, half an hour of washing a car. How many calories do you think that is? 100?
75.
75. There we go. Golden number. 74. We've got the winner coming in the back. 50 calories for half an hour. So how long does it take you to wash the trucks? One truck. Oh, very true. Yeah, so just think about that. That's a great point. Sleeping. This is fun. How many calories do you think you burn on an 8 hours night of rest? What? 800? Anybody else?
250.
250? Anybody else? 200. All right. Let's see how many calories. 360. Wishful thinking. That would be great. Right, yeah. So if you're a tosser, it could be definitely higher than that. So, sleeping. You are still burning calories. The energy it takes to breathe, to roll over, to snore. Maybe snorers burn more. I'm not really sure. Their partners actually might burn even more than them. Okay. Gardening. Does anybody garden? Do some yard work? Beautiful. 2 hours of gardening. What do you think you are burning?
75.
75. You might not be a gardener. Any guesses? It's higher than 75. I'll give you that information.
Doesn't it depend on what you're doing in the garden? If you're digging it up and all that.
Yeah, let's just say you're like planting a few, watering a few. So, 648 plus. So again, what type of gardening? So, I mean, just if you have a vegetable garden, picking those off, watering it. I don't know if they're using a hose or actually tilting. Again, all of these are so relative. Okay, that is the end of this game. So, does anybody have any questions, concerns, comments, anything like that? Well, again, I kind of fly by through that, so we're done a little bit early, about 13 minutes early, but I really appreciate you guys having me and being interactive and making this fun. You have a great facility here, and again, if you have questions on the portal, I'm here to help. If you ever email us, it's me responding back to you about 99% of the time. So I'm here to help. Thank you for being great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So we have a couple door prizes.
Yay.
Also, if you would pick 2 letters between A and M.
A and M. Okay, well, I'll pick C, because that's my name.